Happy Sunday. Welcome to Viewers' Voices, the weekly show on which I highlight comments that have been sent to me by people who've been kind enough to watch my Donu's World videos that come out on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Now, this week I'm actually in London, and as you know, I shuttle between the UK and Nigeria, and very pleased to be in London because my sister is here, my brother is here, and my son has flown in from Los Angeles to hang out with us. So having a nice little vacation, and let me now move on swiftly to your comments. Okay, so talking about the Donu's Week video that came out a couple of Fridays ago, where I talked about reconnecting with a childhood friend at a wedding, and about the value of friendship, and of course a little health update as well. Okay, so let's start with Sybil 1548. She says, well done, you're looking good. Thank you, Sybil. And then Patricia Wask, who says that I look wonderful. I think she's talking about the wedding photographs, and because that went to this great wedding, and so was wearing a very nice outfit. I mean, it would have looked better on someone slimmer, but Patricia says, my face is returning because I've lost 44 pounds in the past few weeks. She thinks I look happy, energetic, and I'm shining brightly. So, okay. And then talking about the value of friendship, she agrees with me. She talks about Carolyn, a friend of hers who stepped up and stepped in like no friend I have ever had before or since, when my late husband passed away in 1996. And she says, geographically, she and Carolyn are nowhere near each other age-wise, but she loves her very much. So she gets my comments about the value of friendship, and so she loved that video. So thank you, Patricia. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the comments from people who responded to the video from last Friday, Nigeria Unfiltered, which is mostly about politics. And in this video, I said that, I have this theory that the reason so many Nigerian judges and politicians and senior civil servants and whatever are so corrupt is because they swear their oaths of office on the Bible or Quran. And I think that most of them don't really believe in Christianity or Islam. Otherwise, I think they would take those oaths more seriously. Now, many of you will know this, some of you will not, that before, Christianity is not very old in Nigeria. And, maybe 100 years plus, something like that. And Islam, well, I'm no expert, but I should be better educated about when Islam came to Nigeria. But let's just say that behind Islam and behind Christianity, there's a raft of, there's many Africans and Nigerians specifically believe in the old native traditional religions that we had before we were converted by foreigners. So they say that they're Christian or they're Muslim, but in actual fact, secretly they believe more in the old ways, which we call juju in Nigeria. And so I said, if they had to swear juju oaths, they'd behave better, because that's what they really believe in. Not all of them, of course. I mean, not every public servant in Nigeria is corrupt, and not all of them are sort of like ambivalent about Christianity or Islam. But there's so many of them taking oaths that they do not keep and don't take seriously, that I can only conclude that we're asking them to swear on the wrong things. It's a bit like asking a Buddhist to swear on the Bible. Doesn't mean anything to him, yeah, or her. Asking a Christian to swear on, the Quran. I think asking, a lot of Africans are essentially animist or pagans, and I think if you ask them to swear on stuff they believe in, they'd behave differently. Anyway, so responses. I had loads of responses to this on Twitter and other social media platforms, and a lot of friends contacted me to say they found my comments very amusing or very authentic, very accurate. But here on YouTube, there's very few comments actually, but no problem. We have Foothills Business Solutions says, even pastors and imams, ha ha ha. It's very concerning in Nigeria. People have compromised their principles. No shame, just grab, grab, grab. So I think when Foothills Business Solutions says even pastors and imams, what they mean is that even pastors and imams in Nigeria don't really believe in Christianity or Islam either. Well, some of them, let's put it that way. Let's be diplomatic. And then there's Ifeanyi 7704 says that he thinks that if we make them swear pagan oaths, if things will be even worse, because our cultural deities, our traditional deities in Nigeria, according to Ifeanyi, our traditional deities accept bribes. So people who swear on traditional symbols of worship will not have any problem with taking bribes and being corrupt. Now, Ifeanyi, I'm not sure that's true, but it's an interesting point. And then there's Patricia saying, swearing juju oaths, or to say, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, with one hand on the Bible. I suppose these oaths only mean something if the oath takers are righteous and honorable. I have to stop. Patricia says she sympathizes with my disgust with all these hugely corrupt people who are sort of ruining Nigeria and clogging up the system with their corruption and helping corrupt politicians to rig elections. And I'm talking about the judges. The politicians themselves are corrupt, and they're surrounded by corrupt public officials who facilitate their corruption. Anyway, so Patricia agrees with me, and she says, in America, public corruption, blind political ambition, thirst for power, conspiracy, bribery, and dishonesty all abound. Well, yes, I think we've seen that. America also has very, very serious problems around some of these issues, you know. And Patricia says, the reputations of once revered American institutions of government have all been severely undermined by the dereliction of duty and violations of oaths of office. And then she says, we are all disgusted by unlawful, shameful, greedy ruling class leaders and government employees who only serve themselves instead of the public and the greater good. And she blames the global kleptocracy for the rampant losses of freedom and democracy across the world. Organizations like the WEF, WHO, and CCP have embezzled trillions of dollars that they used in their attempt to implement one world government. Well, I don't know about that, Patricia. I mean, if it's true, I mean, I know I'm a journalist, I'm supposed to be very well informed about a wide range of issues, but this particular issue I don't know about. So I don't know, I can't say whether I agree with you or not. It would be very disappointing if an organization that is supposed to be respectable, like the World Health Organization, WHO, is embezzling. Perhaps I should look into it. So she says, Patricia, that one world government amounts to a worldwide totalitarian dictatorship that subjugates all of humanity. Well, that's a very serious allegation. Hope you're not exaggerating, but I respect your opinion. So honestly, I will try and remember to look into all this. Our cultures and countries have lost their morality and righteousness. It is worldwide. Well, Patricia, at least we both agree, you about your country, America, me about my country, Nigeria, and also my other country, the United Kingdom. Things are not going too well here either. I mean, honestly, people are so disillusioned here for so many different reasons. And the leadership and the establishment seem to be letting the society down here in the UK as well. I mean, these things are relative, though. I mean, I still maintain that in the Western world, in the UK, US, Europe, that you're more likely that no matter how bad the leaders get, the system still works because it's not totally paralyzed by corruption or stupidity and incompetence, which is very much the case in a lot of African countries. Okay? Now I'm sounding like Kemi Badenoch, the Nigerian Conservative Party leader here in the UK, who is being thoroughly... everybody's so fed up with her back in Nigeria because she's always being rude about Nigeria. Well, my argument is that she should... I don't know, she should shut up. She's a very annoying person. But I'm sure some of what she says is true about Nigeria. But, you know, there's also a lot of bad stuff going on in the UK. Finally, a couple of comments from last Sunday's video. My God, I'm just looking at myself in the camera, my iPad. Look at my eye bags. I look terrible. My eyes are a bit red as well, but never mind. Okay, so Emma J Music says, you always look fine, Donu. No, I don't. It's the angle. Looking down at the camera is seldom flattering. And then she says, and then someone goes, my Fanny Morris, you be you, sweetheart. Thank you very much. I hope I pronounced your name properly. Thank you very much. And so thank you, everybody, for your comments. I wish more people would respond on YouTube. Because, you know, it's funny. You get loads and loads and loads of reactions on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Hardly any on YouTube. I wonder why that is. Still, I'm very grateful to those of you who use YouTube. Because it's, you know, it'd be too difficult to pull in reactions from everywhere else. So I just stick to the comments that are made under the videos on YouTube. And I'd want to thank you. I'm going to France and Spain next week. So next week's, next Friday and Sunday's videos will be from another location. So I'm a bit of a globetrotter at the moment. Today, Nigeria, tomorrow, London. Next week, Europe. Take care. Bye.